Good morning, Year 8. Welcome back after half term and welcome to term 6. We're going to carry on looking at short stories and analysing them and creating descriptions of them and all those sorts of things this term, leading into a little bit of short story writing ourselves at the end of the term. So today we are going to look at Lamb to the Slaughter, which is a short story from Roald Dahl. And we're just going to have a look at the opening. And the key word today is contentment. Contentment is when you feel relatively happy with the situation that you are in. You don't feel a want for anything else. You are satisfied with your life. So we're going to read through and then we'll have a look at the character and try and work out how they feel content. So here we go. Lamb to the Slaughter by Roald Dahl. The room was warm and clean, the curtains drawn, the 2 table lamps alight, hers and the one by the empty chair opposite. On the sideboard behind her, 2 tall glasses, soda water, whiskey, fresh ice cubes in the thermos bucket. Mary Maloney was waiting for her husband to come home from work. Now and again she would glance up at the clock, but without anxiety, merely to please herself with the thought that each minute gone by made it nearer the time when he would come. There was a slowly smiling air about her and about everything she did. The drop of her head as she bent over her sewing was curiously tranquil. Her skin, for this was her 6th month with child, had acquired a wonderful translucent quality. The mouth was soft and the eyes with their new placid look seemed larger, darker than before. When the clock said 10 minutes to 5, she began to listen, and a few moments later, punctually as always, she heard the tyres on the gravel outside and the car door slamming. The footsteps passing the window, the key turning in the lock. She laid aside her sewing, stood up, and went forward to kiss him as he came in. "Hello, darling," she said. "Hello, darling," he answered. She took his coat and hung it in the closet. Then she walked over and made the drinks, a strongish one for him, a weak one for herself, and soon she was back again in her chair with the sewing, and he in the other, opposite, holding the tall glass with both hands, rocking it so the ice cubes tinkled against the side. For her, this was always a blissful time of day. She knew he didn't want to speak much until the first drink was finished, and she, on her side, was content to sit quietly, enjoying his company after the long hours alone in the house. She loved to luxuriate in the presence of this man, and to feel almost as a sunbather feels, the sun, that warm male glow that came out of him to her when they were alone together. She loved him for the way he sat loosely in a chair, for the way he came in a door, or moved slowly across the room with long strides. She loved the intent, far look in his eyes when they rested on her, the funny shape of the mouth, and especially the way he remained silent about his tiredness, sitting still with himself until the whiskey had taken some of it away. So we have got a character here, Mary Maloney. She is described as being, this was her 6th month with child. So she is 6 months pregnant. She is, as you can see, relatively content, which was the key word we looked at the start. She's very satisfied with her life. And some of the key words that we might want to pick out, or key details about her, that suggest that she's content. If we have a look at this large paragraph here, she is without anxiety. She was tranquil. She has a happy look about her. She's almost glowing as a description that's often used for pregnant women. Her skin has a translucent, almost see-through quality. Her mouth is soft and the eyes were quite placid, which means calm. And they seem larger and darker than ever before. So all these descriptions of her make her seem quite calm, quite happy, and content with her life. We seem to have a relatively stilted conversation between the two of them, but she explains that that loosens as he has had his first drink and he relaxes after coming in from work. She seems to do everything relatively automatically. They have a routine, which suggests contentment. She's not angry that she has to make a drink for him, or she's not angry that she takes his coat and hangs it up and he doesn't do it himself. She describes this as a blissful time of day. Completing these tasks and then sitting down for a chat is blissful. She loved to luxuriate in the presence of this man. To luxuriate is to sit there and to really enjoy being in the presence of him. And then there's a lot of description about why she loves her husband as well. So overall, the whole text is pointing towards her being very content. And it's up to you for your task to go and pick out some words and phrases and explain why that shows that she's content. What does it suggest about her life and how she feels?